Hi friends, it's Jackie. Hope you're all well today. I know it's been a while. I just got my baby boy journal out and videoed, and I've got to take some photos and get that up on my site. And I just thought I'd do some things with junk mail, because I get junk mail. You know, everybody does, every day. And some of it's good, some of it's not. I tease with my little kids. We'll say, okay, I'm going to go get the mail. And I'll say, do you think we have good mail, good junk mail, or just junk mail? And so they'll guess, and then I'll come in and we'll decide what it is. And they've gotten really good about deciding. So I got this in the mail, this solar thing. Now this is really, it's nice cardstock. So I'm not sure. We're going to do something with that. And I don't know where this was even from, this company. But it came with these, I mean, this is really thick, nice. So these are going to be big, large tags. I got a happy birthday thing from Joann's for this month. And that's not as thick, but it's okay. And let's see, I have, you know, an envelope that I won't send back because I do it online, but there's that. And this, I got some mini blending foams because I was all out. And so this piece of cardboard is really nice. And then I bought some small little mini binders. And these aren't really thick, but I decided I'm going to glue them together. And then I'm going to gesso them because this is really shiny. So let's do that first, because I want that to get dry. Excuse me while I bring over my other little rolly cart that has some of my stuff in it. And so here I have my gesso. So first let's get this glued together. Okay, let's see what we've got here. What do I want to use? I think I'll just use this right here. Okay. So we'll just put this around, make sure we get close to the edges. So I hope everybody is well. I hope you're staying safe, following the guidelines, you know, and all that stuff. And for my people who live across the pond, I hope that things start to get better for you guys soon. This thing is terrible, and I think the United States is so lucky, and I thank all of you who are experiencing this and have experienced it longer than the U.S. too, and sharing all your insights and, you know, everything you've learned about this virus to help us maybe not to have such a bad time with it. And I am so grateful to those countries who are sharing information and, you know, and ultimately helping us to not have such a bad time with it. Anyway, hopefully not a bad time. Here in Vermont, I live in the southern part of the state, and we don't have any cases in the south yet, in the southern part. There are cases in Vermont in the north. And I don't know, it was up to 12 cases yesterday. I'm not sure what it's up to today because I haven't looked, but I'm trying to keep it. So I was visiting my girls last weekend, so I was over in the Albany area. And so we went out and we did a little grocery shopping with my oldest daughter. My younger daughter had to be quarantined in her home because one of the doctors in her office, his wife, had tested positive. So anybody that was even in the office with him on Monday or Tuesday had to go home and be quarantined for 14 days. So she and her family, so I didn't get to see them because they were, you know, under quarantine. I'm just gonna stick this piece. Oh, I didn't get my stamps. Stick this down so I got a stamp there. Not spraying this all over my glass mat. Anyway, so she's doing that. I FaceTime with them all the time anyway, but pretty much every morning I FaceTime to see my little granddaughter and my daughter and my son-in-law and see how they're doing. And she's fine so far. But it's, it's a long incubation time. It's, 14 days to be safe. So, there. And I'll do that. All right, so we'll let that dry. And so my other daughter and I went out and we did get some groceries. We were like, I don't know, what do we need? But it was the same thing there with, shelves that were empty and craziness. And we were just trying to get some things to get us through. And so then the schools in Vermont had all been closed for 3 weeks. Let me have a little sip of my tea. And so the teachers at the school where I used to work, and at all schools, had to, make up packets of work and all kinds of things. And they're really on a learning curve to do things a different way. And I think I'm going to just collage on this, really. That's what I feel like doing. And this might be a big tag also. I want to keep that if I can. So we'll see. So the schools have been closed down. Daycares had not been closed by order yet. However, I decided to close, myself because I just don't want to contribute to an issue. And I had been, out of town and whatever. And I mean, even though we were really careful and vigilant about washing hands and using hand sanitizer and all, that stuff. But I didn't want to unnecessarily, bring that virus back and give it to any of my littles. So, and being my son is off, so I wouldn't have his kiddos anyway. I did have them for a little while Monday and Tuesday because he had to go in and get some things done in his classroom and to hand out to his kiddos. But so I've been on self-quarantine, or not really self-quarantine, but stay at home and not go out unless I have to. And then last night, our governor in Vermont declared that all daycare should close also, unless you were caring for children of, healthcare workers or some essential workforce that needs childcare at this time, which none of mine are. So I had closed on Monday, but as of now, daycares are closed anyway. So here I am, doing some crafting. Took a walk with the dog this morning, trying to make myself a little schedule. Someone else had posted their little schedule on Tracy Fox's website or Facebook. And so I said, that's a great idea. I really need to make myself a schedule, because otherwise I will just sit and craft, or, sit and whatever, watch Netflix or something. Okay, so this dictionary paper is extremely old. I mean, it is from a huge dictionary. It's got to be from the 1800s. And I am actually putting together a DigiKit, my first real kit with some of the pages from this. There's some really interesting pages that were in the front. So I'm gonna take some of this, and I mean, can you see how this is all, I haven't touched that. That's all just, yummy from where it was already. I mean, already just self-inked, self-aged. And I gotta say, this dictionary is probably, 6, maybe 8 inches wide, and so, or thick. So there is a ton of pages in this thing. So a friend of mine found it in his grandmother's attic, and I mean, it's well worn. There's no cover front or back, actually. to it. But, oh, come on now. What's going on with you? Why are you being a grump here? So I'm working on that. I haven't ever really done anything other than, I mean, the one DigiKit I have on my site is from just scanning and not really altering the pages at all. So I'm gonna put that right at the top. Make sure I'm getting it there. Okay, and get my little card. This is my old license because I'm gonna get a new license this year anyway, so there you have it. So this makes a pretty good, that needs to get under there. Well, it's probably gonna get laid down with something else anyway. Okay, so what else do I have here? I just am going by, I don't have a ton of stuff here on my desk, but I do have some things, so that's kind of pretty. Let's, this is from an Edith Holden book, actually, and I do like that. Super pretty right there. Or maybe over here. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. But let's give that a little zhuzh. Oh, yeah, so that's kind of what I've been up to. Trying to get myself together. I've been, let's see, Monday, what's today? Today's Wednesday. So I went to the grocery store on Monday just to get butter, because I'm going to do some baking and whatever. Stick some stuff in the freezer. And I went on Monday and got a few things, but they hadn't had a delivery since last week. So, you know, there was a lot of stuff that wasn't there. So I went up yesterday morning thinking, or no, I waited till late. I waited till the afternoon, actually, because I tried to wait until maybe their truck came in. And so when I went, their truck had come in, but the pallet that I needed, like flour and yeast, they didn't have. However, some of the butter was on sale, so I said, okay, I'm gonna grab a couple more pounds of butter, because if I'm gonna do a bunch of baking and whatnot, you know, I need to have a few things. And my mom is in Tennessee, so I did run up to her house and see what she had available. I'll have to replace it when she comes back, but I know she doesn't care. I told her. She was fine. And so I did discover that she has flour and brown sugar and some of that. So I'm not totally, you know, without. And then I also, you know, I wanted to get my prescriptions filled, and those had actually expired, you know, so that's how it goes, right? So they had to call it in, and I went back up to get those, and they hadn't all been called in yet, so I will have to make another trip up there today. But I'm, again, waiting till later in the day, because I want to make sure that possibly another delivery has come in with flour and yeast. I really need yeast. If I'm going to make bread, I need some yeast. I've got all this ribbon hanging around here. I don't want white because that's too white. Let's see what else we have. Kind of all in a big tangle. Some of this. And I really think I wanted some right down the edge here. But, okay, so maybe, but let's finish this first. I have a bunch of stamps out here. I don't even know what, oh, it goes this way. That might help me figure it out. Okay, now it makes more sense, but this was from Expo 74. And even back then, preserve the environment. They were telling us then. Yep. Let's see. Oh, I kind of like this, the Queen of Somewhere, I presume. And it is stuck down. But I know my friend said you can just, he told me if the stamps even smelled moldy, you could just wet them and let them dry and it would be okay. So I'm wondering if I put some water on this, if it will unglue it a little. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. I guess not. All right, well, that didn't work, but I do like her. So maybe what then I will do is rip this a little more, and maybe I'll just use both of them together. That was already ripped pretty much. Let's leave a little border on here. Okay, and a little here. I'm just going to do, you know, a lot of layering. I'm really kind of into that now, layering things up. So I'm going to get out my little thing here. I have a bunch of my layering fabrics. I just cut pieces and put them on a ring. Gail Augustinelli did this, and it was like brilliant, a brilliant idea. Let's put some of this pretty lace on here. That's feminine to put underneath this lady-o. This girly-o, as my nephew said once, and that's we tease him now. The girly-o. What's that girly-o out there? Let's see. So I'm going to just cut this, even it out a little, maybe. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. So what else? Let's see. Just walked down to the post office with Emma to mail a letter, and yeah, so I don't know, but I certainly have lots of things to keep me busy. And you know, I'm not like, I don't really have a problem with living or being by myself, because I live alone anyway. So it's not like I'm doing something new and different. You know, I live alone, and I mean, this is pretty much what my weekend is like if I'm here. You know, I just craft and do whatever, and I don't mind being alone. I don't mind. I don't mind at all. Let's see. What if I take a little bit of this to put under there? I don't think this will rip. Let's see. Oh, it does. Not very easily, though. Okay. And I'm thinking, get some of that string off there. So I hope if you guys are needing to shelter in place or be in quarantine or whatever, you know, find some stuff to do, and hopefully you'll be fine. And okay, I like that. I need something underneath right here. Emma, there's nothing, baby. There is nothing. It's just cars. And actually, the traffic going by my house has been considerably less. There definitely are not as many people out there. Okay. Emmy, what's up? I think there might be somebody. No, honey, I don't think it's anything. I think you just heard a car. I think you're fine. Yeah, I do. I think you're fine. Okay. I was thinking I was going to have to get up and go to the door, but I don't think there's anybody really. I'll do this little piece here. Yeah, and I don't really want to cut. Emma, stop, honey. I don't really want to cut that or cover up too much of that, because I do like that there. So I'm just going to put that here. Actually, let's go up a little bit, because that's nicely coffee stained right there. And we'll just cut that off. And probably down the bottom, I will put something, you know, a ticket, or I can put one of these nice little number things. That's not too bad. I think I want something a little bit bigger. Maybe even that one. That might be good. Okay. Seems good. Let's give that a little. I should have done that too, shouldn't I? A little bit there. Okay. Alrighty, let's do this. Okay. Okay. Let's see. We're gonna put this here, right? Right down kind of the edge. I think I need to use some of this. Remember, this is the glue that I added other glue to, and it's kind of, I don't know if it's gonna be good or not. We'll see. Come on. Okay, there we go. Yeah, just squeeze that out there. And we'll put this right here. Okay. And I just want to, oops, without moving that around too much, I just wanted to kind of get the glue down. I guess I should have rubbed that out a little bit before. But it really doesn't matter because we're going to put this down anyway. I'm trying to decide, I guess that's the way that should go. Like that. And how am I putting these ladies on here? Yeah, I don't want to cover up my purple flowers. That would be a terrible thing. Maybe I could just do the lace up here. Or maybe it needs to go down here a little bit, and then I'll just put her up here. Or put her here. Then I'll definitely need something there. But I do have some buttons. I just want to avoid covering up that purple flower. Because I do like the purple flower. Well, she could go up there like that. Pretty close to the top. All right, let's put this down. Oh dear. And then it comes out like a bulldog here. You get so much on. Okay, let's see if we go like this. There. Okay. Okie doke. And then we'll put her like, maybe like this. Okay. I had sorted out, I have a whole bag, I mean like a big Ziploc bag full of stamps that my friend gave me, again from his grandma's attic. And I was going through them, putting them in an ephemera folder, and, you know, putting colors together or whatever. And I found it very tedious to go and look for them. So now, yeah, I just have a big pile out here, and I'm gonna look through to see what I want. Much easier for me, anyway. Okay, so that's good. Why aren't you sticking right there, though? Okay, then we were gonna put some of this on the edge here. Get rid of some of the strings here. Okay. There, and I think I'll do that and just let that peek out the side right there. I think that's cute. Okay, let's see if we can get a small sniggle of glue. I mean, it's not like this glue isn't full. It's really pretty full, but it's not, I gotta turn this around, I think. Now I got a whole bunch. All right, let's see. Let's see what that does. That might be okay. So kind of the last times I was doing my baby book, I had this cold thing, do you remember? And that lasted forever. I mean, I still have a little bit of cough. It's not a dry cough. It's more of a wet cough, but it's, you know, getting better. And the runny nose is getting much better. But, ay, 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 it went on forever. So, you know, I'm sort of being vigilant and making sure that I don't have any symptoms that, you know, seem new or different. And then I wanted to be really careful too for myself, because I just turned 58. I know that's not old, but it is, you know, whatever. And I also have some mild asthma, which I really don't want to get sick, because this is a respiratory thing, and so it could impact my asthma. So that's another reason why I decided to just close down. Of course, you know, being that way, there's no money coming in, but it's okay. We will persevere, and we will get through this, because we just will. All right. I kind of, I sit down, and I had no idea what I was going to do. Not a clue what I might do. And I really like how this came out. I really do. I don't know why that is not sticking, though. That's kind of odd to me. All right, let's see what else. I really think we need something in there. The back I'm just going to cover with, coffee dyed paper for journaling. But what do we want in here? How about a little piece of a doily? Maybe. Let's see. Or even a piece of... that might be too much. I guess that's maybe too much. How about if I take a little sari silk and make a little ruffle to go there? Maybe a little of this, and just make a little bit of a ruffle to go across like that. I think that would give it a little extra point of interest. Get out my little stapler. I find if I start a ruffle with a stapler and then go back and glue, it works out really pretty good. So I'm just going to staple this on. If I can get over it. Come on. Get over. Get over. All right. There we go. Okay, and then I'm just going to create whatever. It may be a ruffle. It may just be, I don't know what it's going to be. You never know. But I'll just do it. I might glue that down a little bit more there. And over here. Any glue coming out at all? Okay. Put some glue there, but not that much. Okay. Glue that. And that. So, let's see. All my kids now are home, which I'm happy for. They're not home here, but they're all home with their kids. My son teaches school, so he's been, they're not going back anytime soon. For 3 weeks anyway, but it could be longer, I guess. My youngest daughter, as I told you, was sheltering or being on quarantine. She may go back to work. It's hard to tell at this point what they will do. And my older daughter that I was staying with, she is a school social worker. So her school closed down. So they were getting all that ready. And she also was in charge of figuring out how their kiddos that get free and reduced lunch were going to actually be able to get that. And I know every school has been having that issue, and there have been a lot of really good ideas about that. So her school system is, they are having 3 different places where people can go to pick up meals, breakfast and lunches. And I guess they're saying anybody, not just their free and reduced people, but anybody can go and pick up lunches or breakfasts. So at least I think throughout, I mean, that's what my school here in town did too. And so I think we're probably doing better about feeding our kids who are homeless or, you know, need food. We're probably doing better with that during this pandemic than we ever do. See, now this didn't really end up being a ruffle. It ended up being more of a, I don't know, cluster, a flower. I might just leave it like that. Let that just, and I might go back and glue it. All right. I think I wish I put that over here a little more, but it's okay. I'll just let that piece come over there and that will be good. Okay, good. So now let's get a piece of paper. A piece of paper. I've been doing a bunch of coffee dyeing and I'm having a ball because I love, look how some of these really came out so cool. I think I'm going to put some of these on my Etsy also because they're wicked cool. Anyway, enough of that. Let me get a piece. I got to get a big piece of paper up here. Let's see what we have. Probably just this will be fine. I have a bunch of yummy ephemera pieces coming from Vintage Polka Dot Shop. And Miss Emily, I had messaged her and asked her if she would make some for me, and she did. And I think she did 2 packages. One was for me, and then she put one on her Etsy. So she is Vintage Polka Dot Shop, if anybody wants to go and check out those lovely pieces of coffee dyed ephemera. They're gorgeous. I think there's 100 pieces. I think there's 100 pieces, and it was, I thought, reasonably priced. So go check her out. Vintage Polka Dot Shop. And she has a bunch of other stuff always in her shop. Really some cute stuff. But I really love her coffee dyed paper and her ephemera pieces because they're lovely. And they smell so good. Ugh, they just smell delicious. All right, let's see. I think I kind of want that piece right there. So I'm going to make sure I'm getting this on. And I'm going to turn this over. And just do this, I think. Just to get that glue to spread out and really get on there. Okay. That's great. All right, let's cut this off. Let's see, we might end up cutting just to straighten it up even. I don't want to really cut too much off, and I don't want to cut this edge. I want to leave that edge like it is. So I'm going to go around that. Fussy cut around there a little bit, I guess. Is what we would say. Because I like that edge, the way it's dark and the way it tore, and I really like the look of that edge. And I like the look that I put that ribbon in a little bit so it's not right on the end. This could be tricky right here. Let's see if I can go along here. So what are you guys up to? You know, what are you doing? Tell me, are you stuck at home? Are you crafting? Are you having to go out to work and being safe, I hope? And what's going on in your lives? It's a crazy time. It's definitely a crazy time. But anyway, all right, now what's going on down here? Looks like I need to go. That looks wonky along there, doesn't it? let's just cut off this on the bottom. All right, I don't think it'll look as wonky after I put some ink on it. Yeah, that's gonna be good, just fine right here. There we go. Well, this was a fun piece, and it's it's very, very sturdy because that piece was sturdy. And you'd never know that it was just a piece of junk mail waiting to be revived into something beauteous. Yep. Okay, and I see that there's a little wrinkle in here. So I'm going to take, let's see, where my brush is here. Get a little ink on there. And I'm just going to kind of rub this on gently just to pick up some of that wrinkling. I like that. I like to just be able to see that. I wonder if that's where, nope, I was going to say, I wonder if that's where the staples were, but nope, the staples were over here. I love to actually crinkle up paper before I glue it down, and it just is beautiful. Okay, that's good. One piece done. How long did that take us? Oh, 36 minutes. Who knew? Okay. Well, I like that. So I'm going to stop, and we're going to come back with some more ephemera building with junk mail. Okie doke. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you soon. Hope you're doing some crafting. Stay well.